History has a remarkable way of speaking to us through images. Photographs can capture the raw emotions, unbreakable spirit, and innovative minds of people long gone, yet these images resonate even today. In this video, we're exploring 15 powerful historical photos that don't just document events, they immerse you in moments that shaped humanity. Each image offers a unique perspective on the past, reminding us of our shared journey and the incredible strength that defines the human experience. So sit back and join us as we delve into these remarkable snapshots of history, each one carrying stories, struggles, and triumphs that promise to leave a lasting impression. Number 1. The Breaker Boys. In the coal mines of Pennsylvania, breaker boys labored in gritty conditions, removing slate and impurities from coal throughout the late 1800s. Young boys, some as young as 8, bent over conveyor belts for hours, picking through chunks of coal in the dust-filled air. Their wages were minimal, yet vital for their families' survival. The harsh conditions and dangers they faced brought national attention in 1908 when photographer Lewis Hine documented their plight. Hine's photographs sparked public outrage and fueled a movement for child labor reforms, ultimately leading to protective legislation. Today, these images of breaker boys serve as a sobering reminder of the sacrifices children made for survival and the power of images to incite social change. Number 2. The Great Freeze of 1947. In 1947, Ireland and the UK were gripped by a brutal winter known as the Great Freeze. The relentless cold and snowstorms blanketed the landscape, isolating families and making everyday tasks a challenge. For farming families like the Gunnigans, survival meant adapting to freezing conditions, melting snow for water and trekking through blizzards to feed livestock. The lack of fuel and rationed food added to the hardships of a post-war world still recovering. Roads were blocked, trapping communities and testing their resolve to the limit. The Great Freeze was not just a season, but a profound struggle for survival, showcasing the resilience of those who faced it. Each frozen day became a story of determination and unity, with neighbors relying on each other to make it through one of the century's harshest winters. Number 3. Laying the foundation of the Eiffel Tower. When work began on the Eiffel Tower in 1887, few could envision the iconic landmark it would become. Gustave Eiffel's engineering marvel required innovative techniques to construct its base on the soft soil of the Seine River banks. Engineers used watertight metal caissons to stabilize the foundation, while massive iron latticework began to rise from the ground, forming the tower's distinct legs. Each iron piece, lifted by cranes, was secured with precision, creating a structure that grew taller by the day. Initially criticized as an eyesore, the Eiffel Tower quickly captured the world's admiration, standing as the tallest structure until 1930. Today, it is celebrated not only for its beauty, but as a testament to architectural ambition, symbolizing France's enduring spirit and Paris's allure. Number 4. Children of War, London 1940s. During World War II, British children were evacuated from cities to the countryside to escape the Blitz. Known as Operation Pied Piper, this massive evacuation moved thousands of young children to unfamiliar rural areas. Children, clutching gas masks and small suitcases, boarded trains to towns they'd never seen, hoping for safety and fearing separation from family. For some, life in the countryside was a wonder, but for others, it was a struggle with homesickness. This wartime displacement shaped an entire generation, leaving them with memories of courage and loss. Wartime evacuation serves as a lasting reminder of the sacrifices made to protect the youngest members of society from the harshest realities of war. Number 5. Ancient hut made from mammoth bones. Thousands of years ago, on the plains of Ukraine, early humans used bones and tusks of mammoths to construct shelters. Known as Mammoth houses, these dwellings, dating back around 25,000 years, are some of the earliest examples of domed architecture. Rib bones formed walls, tusks created arched roofs, and skulls provided support. Ingeniously adapted to harsh climates, these shelters were both practical and resilient. Replicas of these bone huts are displayed in museums today, serving as a reminder of human ingenuity and adaptability. They showcase how, even in the harshest conditions, survival fostered creativity, transforming bones into the pillars and protection of early homes. Number 6. Prisoners convicted of polygamy. In the 1880s, the Utah Territorial Penitentiary held a unique group of prisoners, Latter-day Saints convicted of polygamy. The crackdown on polygamy laws forced high-ranking church members like George Q. Cannon into hiding. However, he chose imprisonment over paying extortion fees and serving time alongside others who shared his beliefs. Conditions were harsh, with freezing nights and minimal resources, but inmates found strength in the community. Cannon spent his sentence reflecting, writing about Joseph Smith's life, and sharing his faith with fellow prisoners. These men transformed a bleak sentence into an opportunity for resilience, exemplifying the enduring strength of their faith. Number 7. Hoot, ice cream. In 1927, California welcomed one of its quirkiest landmarks, Hoot, ice cream, an ice cream stand shaped like a giant owl. With its rotating eyes made from Buick headlights, this whimsical stand quickly captured the hearts of locals and visitors alike. Originally set up on Valley Boulevard in Rosemead, its unique appearance and playful vibe turned it into a beloved community spot. Over time, the stand moved locations several times, eventually finding a home in South Gate, where it transitioned into a cozy cafe. Throughout its years in business, Hoot wasn't just about serving scoops. It became a gathering place, a symbol of nostalgia, and a source of joy for anyone who came by. As the decades passed, Hoot's bright eyes continued to watch over its patrons until 1979, when a season of heavy rains left it damaged beyond repair. Though the iconic Owl Cafe is no longer standing, it lives on in the memories of all who shared moments there. Today, it's remembered as a delightful piece of California's architectural history, symbolizing a time when creativity and community spirit came together to make even a simple ice cream stop an unforgettable experience. Number 8. Wilhelm and Jacob Grimm. When we think of fairy tales, the brothers Grimm instantly come to mind. Jacob and Wilhelm Grimm, born a year apart in the 1780s, devoted their lives to preserving German folklore. Famous for stories like Hansel and Gretel and Snow White, their work extended beyond literature. Jacob's pioneering studies in Germanic linguistics laid the foundation for language studies, while Wilhelm focused on refining tales that highlighted moral lessons. Together, they also published Germany's first dictionary, cementing their legacy in both language and literature. The Grimm's work has influenced generations, transforming folklore into timeless tales that continue to enchant and educate. Number 9. Saunders Row, 45, flying boat prototype. In the 1950s, the Saunders Row 45 Princess took to the skies as the largest all-metal flying boat ever built. This massive aircraft, designed for transatlantic luxury, aimed to fly passengers from the UK to New York with unprecedented comfort. Powered by advanced turboprop engines, the Princess was a floating marvel. However, by the time it was completed, the world had moved to land-based jets, leaving the Princess without a commercial future. The aircraft's few test flights and dazzling public showcases marked the end of an era for flying boats, as jetliners took over the skies. Number 10. The Hansen Writing Ball Typewriter. The Hansen Writing Ball, designed by Rasmus Malling Hansen, wasn't just an early typewriter. It was a lifeline for German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche, who, nearly blind, needed a way to continue his work. Compact, quiet, and remarkably advanced for its time, the writing ball was a laptop of the 19th century, portable and efficient. With a unique spherical design and a swift, near-silent typing mechanism, it allowed Nietzsche to capture his thoughts with greater ease, even as his vision deteriorated. However, the typewriter arrived damaged after its journey to Nietzsche, and this led to frustrating limitations. Despite these challenges, Nietzsche still managed to write nearly 60 manuscripts on the writing ball, shaping his ideas even amid technical difficulties. The machine became both a practical tool and a symbol of resilience, helping him transcend physical barriers to produce work that would influence generations. Today, the Hansen writing ball is a coveted collector's item, celebrated not only for its innovative design, but for the role it played in supporting one of history's most profound thinkers. It stands as a testament to the intersections of ingenuity and perseverance, illustrating how technology can profoundly impact human potential, even in the most tough circumstances. Number 11. Tankman, Tiananmen Square, 1989. In one of the most powerful images of modern history, a lone man stood in defiance before a line of tanks during the 1989 Tiananmen Square protests in Beijing. Known as Tankman, his solitary stance became a global symbol of individual courage and resistance. With his shopping bags in hand, he faced down military might, embodying the determination of countless citizens demanding reform. The image, captured by photojournalist Jeff Widener from a hotel balcony, reverberated worldwide, reminding us of the power of peaceful protest. Tankman's identity remains unknown, yet his act of bravery stands as a testament to the human spirit's resilience. Number 12. The execution by cannon. The practice of blowing from a gun stands as one of history's most severe and haunting punishments. In 1890, this brutal form of execution was still practiced in parts of the world, including Iran, serving as a stark symbol of power and control. The method was horrifyingly straightforward, yet devastatingly final. The condemned were tied directly to the mouth of a loaded cannon, and with a single blast, their lives, and even their physical forms, were obliterated in an instant. Originating as a tactic to deter rebellion, especially during the height of British colonial rule in the Indian subcontinent, it became a powerful, if grim, message to those considering defiance. The sight of such an act was designed to strike terror, both among onlookers and would-be dissenters. It was a form of punishment that left nothing behind, both in a literal and symbolic sense, with the blast scattering remains so completely that they served as an unforgettable warning. This execution method reflects a time when authority was often maintained through sheer fear, using unimaginable means to assert dominance. While such practices are now consigned to history's darker chapters, they remind us of the brutal lengths to which past societies went to enforce control and impose order. Number 13. Gandhi and the Spinning Wheel. Captured by Margaret Bourke-White, this iconic photograph of Mahatma Gandhi sitting beside his spinning wheel embodies simplicity and resistance. Taken 2 years before his assassination, it reflects Gandhi's commitment to self-reliance, encouraging Indians to produce homespun cloth and reject British goods. Gandhi's charkha, or spinning wheel, became a symbol of India's independence movement, representing both economic freedom and cultural identity. Bourke-White's photo, published in Life magazine, immortalized Gandhi's message and legacy. Even decades later, this image remains an enduring symbol of peaceful resistance, reminding us that true strength is often quiet, rooted in unwavering principles rather than force. Number 14. The world's first gym machine exercise is integral to modern life, but it was in 1892 that Swedish physician Dr. Gustaf Zander transformed fitness with the world's first gym machines. Seeing a need for guided exercise, Zander crafted wooden machines with springs, weights, and pulleys, designed to mimic natural movements. His machines targeted specific muscle groups and provided an alternative to manual labor as exercise. The idea took off, and Xander Institute spread worldwide, bringing structured workouts to the public. The innovation laid the foundation for today's fitness industry, making guided exercise accessible to all. Xander's vision, ahead of its time, revolutionized how we approach physical health. Number 15. Tarred and feathered. One of the most striking and unforgettable images of pre-revolutionary America is that of a man tarred and feathered, a brutal punishment that was as painful as it was humiliating. Imagine a loyalist tax collector caught by an angry crowd, stripped to the waist, and smeared with boiling pine tar that seared his skin. Feathers were then dumped on him, sticking to the hot, sticky tar until he looked like a giant feathered creature, mocked, humiliated, and paraded through town. It wasn't meant to kill, but it hurt terribly. The crowd would jeer and throw insults, neighbors and strangers alike relishing the spectacle as the victim was forced to endure public shame. This wasn't a one-off event either. The Sons of Liberty, a group of radical patriots, turned tarring and feathering into a weapon of fear, targeting anyone who dared support British taxation. In 1774, Customs Officer John Malcolm learned this the very hard way. Dragged from his home, tarred, feathered, and beaten, he was marched through Boston, his skin burned so severely that it peeled off in sheets. Though he survived, the scars served as a lifelong reminder of the cost of loyalty to the crown. This violent form of mob justice embodied the fierce anger brewing against British control, showing how, on the path to freedom, the line between patriotism and anarchy often blurred. And there you have it, guys. Some of the most profound and lasting images from history, each carrying a story that reaches far beyond the frame. These pictures don't just document the past, they connect us with moments of courage, innovation, resilience, and sometimes darkness. They remind us of the strength humanity has shown in the face of adversity and the impact of innovation and cultural expression across generations. Whether it's the endurance of children during war, the resilience of workers and early inventors, or the powerful symbols of rebellion and resistance, these images illustrate the rich tapestry of our collective journey. If this exploration has given you a new perspective on the stories behind these powerful photos, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into history's unforgettable moments.